is of the blocks of cocaine with the logo W or M, depending on how you look at it, that was recovered from one of the bags after the wrapping of that bag was removed.
General, we're going to get to other seizures as well. If you could maybe at this stage just explain to the commissioners the significance of the logos, so that W, or I think it is a W.
Commissioners, there's different logos that's being found on all these seizures. And the explanation for that is that it is the unique mark of certain individuals or a syndicate that's operating within the production space of the cocaine in, for instance, Colombia, that place their fingerprint or their identity to that brick of cocaine. That if there's in future a problem at the final destination, for instance, with the quality, it is clear from where that brick of cocaine is originating.
Because I'm sure they can't have their fingerprints on it and they can't exactly have a note that says, I'm the supplier.
Indeed, Commissioner, and that's why you will also find that there is perhaps multiple suppliers in one consignment that arrives in South Africa. And that's the reason why there will be multiple logos when such consignments are detected and seized.
Thank you, General.
Good day, Patriots. Welcome back to Abantu TV, the channel for the people, by the people. Guys, things are going down at the Madlanga Commission. This week, we had one of the other colleagues of Senona, I think he's called Sergeant Flynn. He was testifying and he dropped many bombshells, claiming how Senona and other people are actually covering up and working for the cartel. Guys, our judiciary, our criminal justice system is a mess. We are not in control. The cops are not doing their jobs. The cops are actually the criminals. Guys, kubi. So, Sergeant Flynn was testifying about how actually these people trade these drugs across oceans. From Brazil, where the port has no customs, they put these illicit drugs inside and then they transport them to South Africa, where the most of our coast, guys, but it's used for these things. Jembatina, we're going to the beaches, enjoy, senza igroves, enjoy. There's boats there by years, abazo tropa amapasile wabo, and then baham. And the interesting thing is that they said that these people are also working with the people, obviously, from the ports. So they're working with the people from the ports and they're working with the cops. And then it's distributed amongst the leaders of these cartel people. Let's hear how Senona is the one who actually recommended this storage. The whole storage had no cameras, no anything. Nothing was secure in that place, but he recommended that these things be moved all the way to Port Shepstone. Guys, we are dealing with real cartels, Lana Gubi. We need to make sure we register to vote and take these people out, because Mkhonas was not lying when he said these people have taken over parliament and they are the ones ruling our country. Because what is this? For my cartel. Hi, if I listen and then what is happening here?
Where the drugs were seized, where it would be appropriate to store them.
While these challenges were experienced of the storage facility by my members, I have indicated that a brigadier who is responsible for serious organized crime called me and reported this challenge. And he made suggestions that we do have a safe facility where we previously stored large quantities of drugs, and as a result of us not getting assistance at the Isipingo as well as the local forensic science laboratory, I recommend or suggest that we store it there. Then I said, if we store it there, you say previously there was this type of storage. Then I agreed to that suggestion that there in Port Shepstone, this drugs can be stored. And there, when they were stored, I did went and have a look at the storage facility the strong safe. And then I saw it is appropriate to store that volume. And then before they were handed in, other exhibits that were in that store were removed so that we can store these drugs. They were stored, I think, alone. They were placed there alone, these drugs. And I was comfortable and happy that this is a safe place to store these drugs.
Okay, so you approved the storage of the drugs at the Port Shepstone Hawks office?
I did agree based on the fact that the forensic laboratory at Amanzimtoti said they don't have storage facility. And then the police station said they don't have storage facility for these drugs. And again, it has been a practice before my time that drugs were stored in that storage facility.
And you say there was no storage facility closer to where the drugs were. That's why Port Shepstone. I mean, how far away from Sipingo is Port Shepstone?
It can be 100 kilos plus. I must just get my calculation, but 100 kilos plus, unless the Commissioner wants to assist me.
No, I wanted to. It's just over 100, I think.
Thank you, Commissioner.
So I just wanted to understand if there wasn't any other storage space closer.
No, there wasn't, according to me, where they could have got help. But I don't know if they asked other police stations, because with me, I know that the Pretoria Forensic Laboratory said they don't have space, because they requested me, before even this passed, that I need to give a disposal order for certain drugs that were taken to them on a previous occasion. But, Commissioners, I must mention that, if I'm allowed, that after this theft, the storage facilities were available. Other drugs, we were able to bring them to Pretoria. The police station will keep them for 5 or not more than 5 days. We were put under pressure. I will use my budget to transport those drugs to Pretoria, requesting the combat teams from the Office of the Provincial Commissioner to deliver these other drugs after the theft. And at one instance, I know I didn't say it in my evidence in chief, but now that I'm also questioned, at one instance, the Provincial Commissioner assisted me to transport the drugs to Cape Town Forensic Science Laboratory. So in KwaZulu-Natal, it is a problem.
Okay, so you're saying there wasn't anything closer? There was no other police station closer? That's what you're saying? That's why Port Shepstone was
there are other police stations closer, but...
I mean, with appropriate storage space, obviously.
Commissioners, what I was advised of, and then I went and had a look, I was comfortable, and then indeed, previously, the safes, that facility was utilized as a storage facility for drugs. It is an unfortunate situation, Commissioners. This time, under my watch, these ones were stolen.
So I'm interested in why you say it was safe, because were there other break-ins before this at the Port Shepstone office?
Commissioners, after this theft of the drugs, it came to my attention that there was a breakings there in relation to people, these street people, hobos, I'm sorry to say so, but it's for lack of a better word.
Homeless.
Come again, sir?
Homeless people.
Yeah, thank you very much. Homeless peasants. It's like the disability persons with disability. They put it somewhere. So, but thank you for assistance. Those homeless persons, they will come and break after the effect, and then I realized that they were stealing in the offices laptops of members, and then they were arrested, and those laptops were recovered. The suspects were arrested, and other breakings. It's also the homeless people. You'll see when I read the reports, it was after the effect when it came to my attention. Then they break the kitchen window in order to come in there using a stone. You'll find a stone that was utilized to break the kitchen window. And these break-ins were discovered by members upon them when they do the visit, after hours, sometimes in the morning when they report for duty. Those are there are several incidents that were brought under my attention after the theft. But should I knew this before, maybe my decision to agree would have been otherwise.
When did the theft take place?
Yes, Papa Tato
Theft of these drugs that we...
Papa Tato
November
is a liar, because we all know that
21.
Kat Matlala
November
bought
2021.
Senona an apartment under his son's name, Tato. We all heard that in Madlanga Commission. And now we know that he was doing this because he was going to benefit from these things that were going to go missing there in the office. Now he is blaming homeless people. Look what they threw a rock and stole about 200 worth of land to Mhlophe. Udlala ngathi lo baba akabanjwe abahambe abangene baye etrongweni. Senona is part of these people who are destroying our communities. He was benefiting from Matlala because Matlala was giving him the money. Matlala was giving him the lifestyle he could not afford with his salary, but he chose to work with the cartel so that he can afford such lifestyles. Guys, people like this are dangerous to our society. These are the people that get elected for certain reasons so that they can stay in these positions and they work for certain people. Now we see that the parliament did not dig any further than what they were supposed to. Thank God we have the Madlanga Commission, because we would never know some of these things. And what's interesting is that some of part of these parliament members are working and are friends with these so-called people that are dangerous, and they are doing these businesses. Julius Malema is close with Msibi, the taxi boss. Maybe the M in those bricks stands for Msibi, Asasi or Mutsumi, because everyone is scared to mention their name there at the commission. That's what Coiners was telling us. Julius was at the funeral of Msibi, there with Zee Ngumalo, who is married to the former Miss South Africa, Terry Ngumalo. The people who are living the high life are not living the high life in jail. They have to pay for this life, and now we are seeing that it is sponsored by white powders from the shores of Brazil. Guys, please make sure to register and vote, because we are going to the local elections, and the local elections determine how our country is governed. These people have been ruining our towns, ruining our cities by making sure our municipalities are not working, because all those towns in those ports are not benefiting anything from these drugs coming in and destroying our communities. We need to make sure that we select people who are going to protect our kids from such things, because we cannot let South Africa die from the addictions and all these things that are bought by these people for their own benefit, so that they can wear Gucci and Louis Vuitton. So please, guys, make sure to register and we can vote, because we can see what about Julius Malema. Know these people. That's why they didn't like it when Mkhwanazi was naming and shaming these people in parliament. They were calling him trouble, telling him to come fix his mess. It's because he's friends with these people. Then he pretends to be for the people. That's why he's busy being angry that people are cleaning up the streets, because now we're going to see what the people they get money from are the people that are dangerous, and they are a cartel, and they put them there to work for them instead to work for us. Guys, Kube South Africa. Hey, we need to change this country. We have the power. We have the power. The people shall govern. So thank you, patriots. Make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you very soon with another video that is going to be jaw-dropping, because South Africa, hey, it's full of opportunities for other people, not for South Africans who are working hard. But we are going to make sure we change this thing by voting and selecting people who are going to represent us well and give us the opportunities that we all deserve in this country. Until next, be safe, guys, because Lama Cartel, hey, up is.
For civil claim. No, I'm not asking you where they were used. I'm saying this is a SAPS document bearing a SAPS stamp. That's the reason why it would have that stamp, because it's a SAPS document.
If it is a SAPS document, Commissioner, we index such SAPS documents differently than what is happening here.
So you're saying this is not a SAPS document?
I do not know, because as I'm trying to explain, the Commissioner says you can't say this. The Commissioner wants me to say it's a SAPS document. A statement of a police document differs from this one. They differ. They're not having this a preamble and the way this one is being crafted. Hence, I've got a difficulty in believing that this is a SAPS police docket.
Okay. Let's move on. Did you consider it appropriate to share with a private citizen such as Mr. Matlala a document that shows that Mr. Nangi and Mr. Brides have lodged complaints against members of the SAPS? I won't mention their names, but you see them on page 66. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Do you consider it appropriate to share with Mr. Matlala a document that shows that Nangi and Brides have lodged complaints against members of the SAPS? What does that have to do with Mr. Matlala?
When I read the statement of Mr. Nangi, I saw that he is residing in midstream, Centurion. That area, that midstream security complex, Mr. Matlala is also residing there. I send it based on the statement that this gentleman is staying there and he has committed kidnapping where they have demanded a ransom of 35 million, and then the case was withdrawn. I didn't even say the case was withdrawn against them or what, but the purpose of me sending this, because of this affidavit, was to sensitize him to be careful of this gentleman.
But you are sending him details of the subs members with their ID numbers and telephone numbers. That's what appears on page 66. Do you see that there are ID numbers of people there with their cellular phone numbers, with the stations where they are based?
I see only
What
one.
interest does Mr. Matlala have in this?
Commissioner, I see only one ID number.
Do you not see the 7521 ID number? Why do you say you only see one?
Can I be assisted? Where is the another one?
Do you see the top one is 8304 on page 66?
I see now.
Yes.
I see now. Commissioner, if I can respond, when I read this affidavit, I never read the entire file. I read this affidavit and then I sent it.
I'm going to try to save time. The point is simply this. If all you wanted to do was to warn Mr. Matlala about this person who lives in the midstream estate, the newspaper article does that. There was no need for you to send subs documents that has details of subs officers to Mr. Matlala, because that has got nothing to do with Mr. Matlala.
I hear you, Commissioner.
So it was wrong to do that.
Maybe it's a fault that I've done. I didn't read the entire thing to see what exactly is inside, so that maybe I must be selective to say, let me send only this one.
General, did you have reason to believe that Mr. Matlala doesn't know that Mr. Nengi lives in that estate with him, that is his neighbor? Because I understand you to say that you saw from these documents that Mr. Nengi lives in midstream and you wanted to warn your friend. Did you have reason to believe that he doesn't know that he lives in midstream?
What I believe, Commissioner, is that this man is dangerous. The issue of me believing that he didn't know or knew, no, it never pitched up. What pitched up in my mind was the mere fact of the crimes that this man was picked up for, arrested for.
So you just wanted to warn him what? What were you warning him of?
There is this guy who's committing kidnapping for a ransom, residing in that security complex.
Yeah, exactly my question. You say you wanted to warn him that this person who has now had charges relating to kidnapping withdrawn against him, you wanted to tell him that he lives in that complex. And that's exactly my question. Why did you think Mr. Matlala doesn't know that? That this man lives in that complex?
It is because we never talked about this person before this date, before that. And then, Mina, I only sent him this thing to say there is this person. He might have known, but he might have not told me. But the purpose of me informing him was to sensitize him to be careful. Because
well, you have talked about Mr. Nangi, because in the meeting with General Mkwanazi already, Mr. Nangi's name, according to your statement, did come up.
My statement, Commissioner, assist me with the paragraph.
Where you tell us what happened in the apartment, you tell us that General Mkwanazi said to Mr. Matlala, I will assist you if you can get Mr. Nangi. No? Am I remembering your evidence wrong?
That's not in paragraph 64.
Sorry?
It's not in the statement, I believe. It's in other parts of the record.
Is it in other parts of the record? Okay. I will leave it. No, hold on. Let me look at my 64. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm going to leave it. I do apologize. I didn't mean to
you,
mislead you about this. But I think to still make the point, and Ms. Hassim, stop me if I'm anticipating a line that you were going to explore. In the ad hoc committee transcripts that you have, Mr. Madlanga does say that his child and Mr. Nangi's child go to the same school. They live in the same complex, which suggests that Mr. Madlanga knew that Mr. Nangi lives in the same complex. That's why I asked the question, why did you have reason to think he doesn't know that Mr. Nangi lives in that complex with him?
Thanks, Commissioner. I said he might have known him, or he might not have known him. However, I sent this to sensitize him about this person who did this type of a crime, Commissioner.
Okay. And I think yesterday you said part of your job as a police is also to prevent crime or something. That's part of your justification why you did this. Did you warn anyone else about Mr. Nangi's release as a police officer? Or you preferred your friend over everyone else and didn't bother to tell the residents of Midstream that there is this man in your midst? Be careful.
After his release, we informed the, what is this team? There is a team, a national team that is dealing with the kidnappings, where you have crime intelligence and some other police officials, even some of the hawks. So we informed crime intelligence because they were part and parcel of who assisted us when we arrested this Mr. Nangi. And
so your answer is you did not inform anyone else of the residents of Midstream. You informed only Mr. Madlanga in Midstream.
Because I know him staying there.
So your answer,
the other people, I don't know.
Your answer is only Mr. Madlanga got the benefit from you of being warned about Mr. Nangi. No one else in that estate got the same benefit.
Commissioner, I only know Mr. Madlanga.
Yes. No. Your answer is yes or no, General.
Not a question of a benefit. I inform him because I know he's staying there and I only know him.
Yes, so you informed only Mr. Madlanga. Can you give me a yes or no answer,
in
please?
That complex, yes, because I know only him.
Thank you.